the little cloud that couldn't rain. Hello there. Tonight, I have a story for you. A story about a little cloud who felt a little bit different. High above our heads, where the sky stretches out like a big, blue blanket, lived many clouds. Big, fluffy white ones that looked like giant sheep. Long, wispy ones that danced with the wind. And dark, heavy ones that rumbled with thunder. And then there was Nimbus. Nimbus was a small cloud, not particularly white, not very wispy, and certainly not big and booming. Nimbus was a sort of soft, grayish white. He floated along, watching the other clouds go about their day. The big, white sheep clouds would bunch together, their laughter echoing as soft rumbles across the sky. Look at us, they'd call, we're so full of sunshine, we practically glow. The wispy clouds would twirl and stretch, playing tag with the breezes. They'd whisper, their forms constantly changing. The wind takes us on such grand adventures. And the dark, heavy clouds. Oh, they were busy. They'd gather together, their eyesides turning a deep, stormy blue. Then, with a great clap and flash, they would release their rain, showering the world below and making the plants and animals happy. Nimbus watched them all. He wanted to join in. He tried to fluff himself up to be big and white, but he just stayed soft and grayish. He tried to dance with the wind, but he was a bit too round and just sort of wobbled. But most of all, Nimbus wanted to rain. He watched the dark clouds with a sense of longing. He knew that rain was important. It helped the flowers bloom, the rivers flow, and gave everyone a drink. He would puff himself up, trying to squeeze out even a single drop. But nothing ever happened. Nimbus felt a little bit inadequate. He wondered what his purpose was. The other clouds seemed to have such important jobs. He just floated. One day, Nimbus was drifting along, feeling particularly small, when he saw something down below. It was a little patch of wildflowers, their heads drooping sadly. The ground around them looked dry and cracked. The sun was shining brightly, and while the other clouds were off doing their cloud things, Nimbus realized that these little flowers were all alone under the hot sky. He looked up at the big, white clouds. They were busy looking bright. He looked at the wispy clouds. They were far away, chasing the wind. The dark clouds were nowhere to be seen. Nimbus felt a little tug in his cloud heart. He might not be able to bring a big, refreshing rain. But maybe he could do something else. He slowly drifted over the little patch of wildflowers. He positioned himself between them and the sun, and there he stayed. He wasn't a thick, dark cloud, so he didn't block out all the light, but he did soften it. He created a gentle shade for the thirsty flowers. The wildflowers, feeling the intensity of the sun lessen, seemed to sigh in relief. Their little heads perked up just a tiny bit. Nimbus stayed there for a long time, just providing shade. He didn't hear any booming laughter. He didn't feel the thrill of the wind tugging him along, and he certainly didn't feel the satisfaction of releasing a downpour. But he did feel something else. A quiet warmth spread through his soft, grayish form. He was helping. In his own small way, he was making a difference. As the sun began to dip lower in the sky, the air started to cool. The big, white clouds gathered to admire the sunset. The wispy clouds started to settle down for the night, and far in the distance, Nimbus could see a few dark clouds rumbling their goodnights. Nimbus looked down at the wildflowers. They weren't fully revived, but they didn't look quite so droopy anymore. They seemed to be resting peacefully in the cool evening air, ready for whatever the next day might bring. A gentle breeze nudged Nimbus. He looked around. Another small, soft grayish cloud had drifted over. Nimbus was surprised. He'd never really talked to another cloud quite like himself before. Hello. You're like me. I saw you shading the flowers. That was kind. I can't rain, or be big and white, or dance like the wispy ones. But you can offer gentle shade. That's important too. Sometimes, a little bit of kindness is all that's needed. Nimbus looked at the other small, grayish cloud. He hadn't thought of it that way before. He had been so focused on what he couldn't do, he hadn't noticed what he could. As the stars began to twinkle in the darkening sky, more small, soft grayish clouds drifted over. They had all seen Nimbus and the little wildflowers. They had all felt that same quiet tug in their cloud hearts. They didn't talk much, but they floated close together, a gentle cluster of soft gray in the vast night sky. They knew they might not bring the big, dramatic weather, but they could offer comfort in their own quiet way. Down below, the world was settling in for the night. The wildflowers rested, feeling a little bit stronger. The moon cast a soft glow on the landscape. Nimbus looked up at the stars. They seemed so far away, yet so peaceful. He looked at the other small clouds beside him. He didn't feel quite so alone anymore. He might not be a big, white cloud, or a wispy dancer, or a thunderous rain cloud. He was Nimbus, a soft, grayish cloud who could offer gentle shade. And that was okay. That was his own special way of being a cloud. And as Nimbus drifted peacefully through the night sky, surrounded by his fellow gentle clouds, he felt a sense of calm wash over him. Just like Nimbus found his own quiet way to be helpful, You too have your own special qualities. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be gentle. It's okay to just be. Now, close your eyes. Let your own thoughts drift gently, like little clouds in your mind. Let go of any worries or busy thoughts. Just breathe in and breathe out. Feel that gentle calm. Just like Nimbus. Sleep now. And sweet dreams. Good night.